Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm about to take my makeup off and go to bed. I've had a very long day. It's Christmas. But I want to talk about new release stuff because I haven't done it. I haven't uploaded a video on YouTube this week, and I feel guilty because I have one not edited, one footage there, and I want to do it, but I don't have time because it's Christmas. But I'll get around to it. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm sorry I've missed a video. It's hard. But let's talk about new release stuff because there's some cool stuff this week. Okay, I'm going to start with the stuff that I find most exciting. So if I waffle too much, which I feel like I'm doing, I can cut out the boring stuff. But this one piques my interest the most because I love the Paula's Choice BHA exfoliating like toner. I love it. It's amazing. I haven't been using it for a while actually. I'm going to go back to it tonight. I need to use it. I love it. So when there's a new liquid exfoliant, I'm all in. It's not out yet. I think it's coming soon, but I want to try it. So it's 6% mandelic acid, 2% lactic acid. I am not familiar with mandelic acid. This is some information. So smooth texture and lines without irritating, and it's supposed to reduce disrupt discoloration without causing visible post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Interesting. So coming soon. This is after 6 weeks, so the redness has reduced a bit. I do get redness on my face. It's why I sort of feel the need to wear foundation most days. So if I can reduce that, I would love it. And this is how it sort of reduces texture over 8 weeks. This is also how you incorporate it into your routine. So if you do use the BHA like I do, I love it. Again, I need to use it again. I think I stopped using it regularly in winter when I had really sort of dry, dehydrated skin, and I was using a lot of like hyaluronic acids and whatnot, which I could still use this obviously, but I just I didn't. I think I switched out for a hydrating toner. So I need to come back to it because I love it and I want to use it. So that I'm interested in. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now I saw this and I thought concealer, foundation, something like that. It is not. Surprisingly, I was like, yeah, that's a concealer or a liquid bronzer. Absolutely not. It is. Still looks like that. It's like a blur sort of liquid lipstick. So apparently there's 6 shades, and I'm interested in these. Now the main reason I'm interested, let's find the information. There we go. So there's 6 shades. They don't tell me when it's coming. It's early access. You can sign up for early access, but they're called lip velvets. And what I love about that is I love a velvet sort of matte lip, but I want something that's not uncomfortable and dry. I just really like the effect of that sort of blotted, non-shiny effect. Like I think for a sort of solid color, I prefer a matte lip, but I think feel like liquid lipsticks have had such a bad reputation with them being really drying and flaking and suffocating. So I like this new wave. I'm hoping it's going to be good. I would totally try this because I'm just moving myself. Whoa. I would totally try this because I'm interested. It's right up my alley. I don't like that they're all nudes. I think that's a bit boring, but I'll take it. Another thing that they're releasing soonish, according to Trend Mood, it's available now in Europe, whatever. It's a highlighter for the Lunar New Year, Year of the Dragon. So this is the Glow Seeker highlighter in Pear. I don't get the name, like where Pear came from, but it looks gorgeous. Like, look at that. That's what I want in a highlighter. Something gives a bit of a glow, but not too sort of obvious. I think that looks gorgeous, and that color looks really pretty as well. Benefit are doing not something similar, but they're doing a Year of the Dragon Dandelion Gold Baby Pink with gold shimmer. Now, to me, this looks like an overspray. They've done it before, and I know they'll do it again. It'd be nice if it was sort of like an ombre, and it could have shimmer throughout it, but to me that looks like, especially from the swatch there, it looks like it's probably just an overspray, which is a bit cheeky. Dandelion blush, in my opinion, is really subtle. Like even this photo of it, I'm like, where is the blush? So to me, that's not the greatest, but you might like it. You might like it. Next thing I'm interested in is the Natasha Denona My Mini Dream Collection. There's a mini palette and a sort of, I guess it's like a splattered ombre 3-pan blush highlighter in one mini pan. Now, if you're not familiar, this is the Dream palette that she released, I think it was earlier this year, and it was essentially like her dream collection. It's got some burgundy shades, berries, peachy shades, taupes, warm browns, gold, and apparently she took one of the shades from it and then created its own thing. Now, I don't really see how this represents this very well. I feel like they're completely different vibes. I actually think that sort of this mini palette looks more like the I Need a Nude. So I feel like it's a bit confusing. I'm probably more interested in that blush. Now, in the original release, she did release a blush and highlighter trio. So it's sort of taking similar colors and just blending them together in a smaller pan. So this is the size of them. So if you haven't tried a mini palette, the pans are actually smaller. I like them. They're great for travel. I like this color story. It's just that I have it in spades, especially from Natasha Denona, and that's the size of the little blush. So I think it's cute. The annoying thing is it's already available on the Natasha Denona website. Go to the highlights on her Instagram and you'll see all the different dates because it's rolling out in different countries and different stores at different times. We have to wait March, towards the end of March, to get it in store. What? Why? I don't understand. So I'm probably going to not even bother with this, especially since she's got other things in the range that look very similar. But that is a long time to wait since it's available now at Natasha Denona website. Yes, you can order from there. So if you want it now, but you got to pay for shipping. It's annoying. Next thing that is most interesting, this is the Supersatin Lipstick from by Mario. Now these look very pretty. They look juicy. Again, I prefer a matte, but I still think this looks gorgeous. To be fair though, actually, they look quite sheer. Like this red, it's a video. It's like she goes over it multiple times. So I would actually stick to the nude shades. So I don't mind a shiny sheer nude, but shiny sheer reds I don't love. But when these are swatched, they look quite bold. They are all inspired by New York. So if you live in New York, you might get some vibes going on. I really like Chelsea. West Village is pretty. I think in the other swatches, there's like a swatch video going on. I think, which one was it? It was, I think Soho is like the peachy one. That one looked really pretty, but it looks so different here. So they look quite different. But I think these look nice. Again, I would probably just stick to the nudes. I want more punchy colors, but nice range and yeah, pretty shades. I think it looks pretty. Releasing tomorrow. Very quickly, we've seen Max. This is the Valentine's Day collection for next year. Is a Lovestruck Luck Collection, so that's what it contains, those things there. Probably the most interesting thing is the design, so it almost looks like it's scales, but with like subtle hearts in there. Look, I don't really care for this. It looks very reminiscent of their holiday collection with Patrick Star, like the metallic red. It's kind of boring, but might also be like dragon scales. I reckon they're trying to like hit into the Lunar New Year of the dragon, because it's supposed to be the most lucky sort of year. So it's probably like a subtle nod to it. Despite filing for bankruptcy and having to sell the company, Morphe are still around. And this is the Aurascape Artistry palette. I quite like these sort of, it actually does look like a bit of an aura reading. Does that make sense? Those blues and purples and sort of colours do come out in aura readings. Is that what they're going for? It's an interesting idea. It also looks like a really subtle sort of sunset. I don't mind the colour story. I just don't really like Morphe eyeshadows. But these are the swatches. There is also these lip products. And very quickly, because my phone's going to cut me off, there is a new collection from Essence. There we go. It is the Chilly Vanilly, that's quite a funny name, collection. It's got a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's quickly run through them. That looks like a highlighter. That looks like a lip oil. That looks like a lip balm. That's another lip balm. And these look quite pretty. But I'm going to get going. Merry Christmas and talk soon.